Okay, gents, I put together basically the best video that's ever been made in the universe. Qualification, what it is, how guys shoot themselves in the foot, penis, and balls simultaneously by not understanding it, and how you can use it to become very, very effective when interacting with the opposite gender. Let's crack into it. Okay, so first I want to show you what qualification is. So I put together some clips for us to look at so you can see it in action, you can understand what it is, and then after I'll break it apart in more detail so that you can see how to implement it when you are doing your thing. Let's hop in. Okay, so I put together this first clip, which is this dating show, which is a pretty good example of qualification. So let me play so that you have context and then I'll break it down, okay?
As far as I've been told, today I'm going to be blind dating 7 girls based on their outfits, but now I was told it's actually 11 girls, so I gotta give out 10 notes.
Okay, so he's gonna meet 10 girls. So I want to show you this first part and then explain what's occurring here, okay?
Hey, what's going on? Cheetah? Is it Cheetah Heels?
Yeah.
Okay, hi Cheetah Heels.
Hi.
What was your inspiration for the shoes today?
My inspiration for the shoes is just my pop of the animal print. I feel like I always wear an animal print in all my outfits.
Next we have the denim. What are these called?
Wedges.
Okay, so here's what's happening. These women are qualifying themselves to him. He has the frame. And they're trying to qualify themselves up to his standards, okay? So this is an example of qualification. This is an example of the woman qualifying themselves like up to the man's standards. Like the man is holding the frame and holding the standards, and the women are hoping that they meet his standards. So this is a really good example of women qualifying themselves to men. Okay, next clip from another TV show, another dating show, to show you and demonstrate what qualification is. So let me play this so you have context.
Hi, my name is Mia, and today I'll be swiping on 25 guys. I'm Lebanese, I love shopping, traveling, and Roblox.
I'm just gonna fast forward.
Can we go through the screen? It's all good. I do sober events. That's my thing.
That's it. We find out in conversation.
We do not have conversation right now.
We find out later. Right now it's like a quick.
It's okay.
You know?
Hi, you look nice.
Thanks.
I'm Mezen. I flew 4 hours all the way to be here this morning. They told me I was supposed to be meeting the love of my life. I don't know though, but I brought some flowers. Not the ones he was talking about though. In case he said something bad about him. All I see in my future is you and Mia. So, yes, it's that way.
Why are you flying out?
They told me I was here to meet my
You didn't
wife.
know who I was gonna...
Okay, she has the frame. The men are qualifying themselves to her to see if they meet her standards, right? So this is qualification the other way. This is where men qualify themselves. Woman has the frame, and the men are qualifying themselves to the woman. Now, I think you can tell just by me playing this, like, how fucking bad this is.
Keep going. Come on, you like what you see or no?
No.
No?
And so the men are like, here's me, like, I hope you approve of me. Now, granted, this is a dating show, so it's not, you know what I mean? But this illustrates qualification really well, like when women are qualifying themselves to men, and when men are qualifying themselves to women. And I think you can tell pretty quickly how bad this is if you're doing it on a consistent basis. So let's hop into a further breakdown of qualification, some of the do's and some of the don'ts, so that you are not screwing yourself over here like we just saw. I just have to start here at the very top, which is, holy shit, dude, do not fucking qualify yourself. Literally never do it. It's such a bad look. Now, I understand sometimes you have to a little bit, but like, holy shit, dude, basically never do it. Let me give you an example, okay? Let's say a guy lifts weights to have big muscles so he looks cool. And then he shows them off, but you can tell he's doing them because he wants to look cool. Like, it's lame. Or if a guy has a nice car and comes to like, wants to show it off to like impress someone, it's lame. Like, it isn't cool. Now, if the same exact guy is nonchalant, like, you know, whatever, like it just has the muscles and doesn't really, then it's cool, then it benefits him. But with the car example as well, like if the guy is just like, meh, it's like an afterthought, he's got this nice car, then it's cool. But if it's front and center, it's lame. And that's what qualification is. Qualifying yourself is basically making yourself lame. Like, do not qualify yourself. Rule numero uno is never fucking qualify yourself. It makes you look like a chump. It makes you fucking lame, dude. Like, if you have a cool car, then have a cool car and don't make a big deal out of it, and then it's fucking cool. Or if you're jacked, then be fucking jacked and don't make a big deal out of it, and then honestly, it's fucking cool. But if you do things like that just to impress the other people, then it's lame and you're qualifying yourself. So step one is don't fucking do it, okay? Now, let's cover some examples that will happen like when you're out and about and you're doing your thing. So again, when someone asks you a question or they want to know something about you, do not qualify yourself, right? So like, let's say you have a really nice job and you earn really good money. If the girl's like, what do you do? Tell her you work at Burger King. Tell her that you change tires on golf carts, but only broken down ones. Tell her literally anything, but don't say the thing that's actually impressive because it will be qualifying yourself. Now, if they push for it again and again, I mean, personally, I'm like, me, employed, that's crazy. Or, you know, like, what do you think I do? Like, literally anything that's not qualifying yourself. If the girl's like, well, you know, I only like to date tall guys, it's like, yeah, I commonly consider myself tall. That would, whatever. Like, if she's like, oh, like, just don't qualify yourself. I don't know a better way to say this, but it's like, literally, if you're out with me or you're hanging out with me, you'll see that I don't qualify myself. Like, literally never do it. Okay? This whole video should just be called Don't Qualify Yourself because it's such a fucking bad idea. Anything that the person would do, like, if the girl's like, you're an asshole, don't try to convince her that you're not one because it's qualifying yourself. If she's like, you're an asshole, you're like, well, I pride myself on it. Not qualifying myself. Feel how this feels. If you go, Todd, you're an asshole. I'm like, oh, no. Like, I do this and like, I do this. And like, here's another reason I'm not one. You're like, chump. But if you're like, Todd, you're an asshole, I'm like, hopefully a dirty one. Like, like just something that isn't qualifying myself. It's like, if you ask me about coaching, like, you know, like, are you a good coach? I'm like, no, I'm terrible. That's not qualifying myself. This also happens in sales. I'll give you an example because it might be easy. If someone's like, well, why should I buy your product? You're like, I'm not saying you should. First, we would need to talk more and like see if it really is a good fit for you. Not qualifying, okay? So don't qualify yourself. Don't do it. Like, look at all the subtle ways that you're doing things to try to impress other people and fucking stop doing it. Don't try to impress people anymore, man. Like, Do the shit because it's fucking cool, because you want to fucking do it and own that shit, but don't do it to impress someone else. Don't. Get the money for you, or the car, or the muscles, or dress cool. Do all those things. Do them for you because it's fucking cool. But don't try to impress anyone. Fuck everyone else. And her. Literally and figuratively. Do not qualify yourself. If you take anything away from this, it's don't qualify yourself. Okay, rant over. Edited that. Let's hop into a breakdown of qualification and how it actually works so that you're able to really understand the dynamics at play. Now, in order to understand qualification, you need to understand something called the buyer-seller dynamic. This comes from sales, which whenever there is a potential transaction at play, whether it be business or something else, wink, 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 there is a buyer and a seller dynamic at play. So one person tends to be the buyer and the other person tends to be the seller. Now, if you are selling, you are forcing the other person into the buyer frame. And when someone is in the buyer frame, they're going to be looking for what's wrong with something. So let me make this more clear for you. Let's say I was selling you something and bringing you something for you to potentially buy. That would cause you to be more skeptical. That would turn the part of your brain on that is basically looking for what's wrong with something. And that's what the buyer-seller dynamic is, which it's forcing the person, if you're selling, it's forcing the person into the buyer frame, which causes them to be more skeptical and to look for what's wrong. Okay, so if I went to sell you something by trying to sell it to you, hey, you should buy this because of I'm putting you in the buyer frame and I'm causing that part of your brain that looks for what's wrong to come online. So it shouldn't be that hard to understand that you do not want to put the woman in a buyer frame. You don't want to come across selling yourself, because if you do, you're forcing her into the buyer frame, which causes her brain to look for what's wrong. Just like if I went to you to sell you something, it would force you into the buyer frame and you would look for what's wrong. Now, when a person qualifies themselves, they push the other person into the buyer frame. So if I come up to you and I go, well, you know, here are the features and here are the benefits and here's why this, I am qualifying and therefore pushing you into the buyer frame, which again, you do not want the other person in a buyer frame because their brain is going to be screening for what's wrong. So most people will end up qualifying themselves. Like, you can feel the energy coming off of them and they're qualifying themselves, and by default, if they're qualifying themselves, then they are pushing the other person into the buyer frame, okay? So if you are qualifying yourself, you're forcing the other person into the buyer frame. So what does qualifying yourself look like? Like, if I go to you and I start talking about the reasons that you should like me, if I start displaying things to show you why you should like me, I am qualifying myself to you and I'm forcing you into the buyer frame. I'm forcing that part of your brain to get turned on. So if I'm doing things to impress you, check this out. Like, look at how big my muscles are. Look at how nice my car is. And I'm doing it to impress you. I am qualifying myself to you, and I am forcing you into the buyer frame, which will turn the part of your brain on that's skeptical. So another way to think about this is ick. When a girl's like, I got the ick. that means that girl is in the part of her brain that's screening for what's wrong. She's been put in the buyer frame, okay? So